Hey guys. Oh hey.
Thank God.
Woo!
It's another Super Goal Sunday. So today we are going to ask and answer 10 random relationship questions.
Okay.
I think these are hot topic questions that people around the country want to know, and we're going to answer them today. Unfiltered, just like straight shoot and go for it. Okay? So put on your seatbelts. Let's take that ride, baby.
Ooh, has social media and dating apps ruined dating?
Yes. And because I have not time to prepare this, my instinct is yes. So here's my reasoning. I think that social media, dating apps, it's enhanced the dating game. It's made it easier to gain access to people, but harder to connect. So that's where I think it's messed up, because there's a facet of dating that has been diminished, and that's the connection piece. Like right now, you can just go. I have a colleague at work who is on a dating site right now. I forget which one it is, but he's like picking up these women like it's a buffet out here. And he's going based off of the picture, like, I don't like how she looks. I don't like that she said, one person said, I like yoga and spirituality. He's like, boring, don't want that. So like he's swiping. So right there, I think that great. What someone kind of is likes, they just put out there and you're able to say without having to do the dating and pay for the wine or the food or anything like that and waste your time. You can say, I don't like what you're into. But it diminishes that connection piece, because people are three-dimensional. I think you can't really feel someone if you're just looking at their profile.
I disagree. I say no.
You haven't been on no dating apps. What are you talking about?
But my best friend
I haven't been on no dating apps.
And she's getting to meet a lot of guys who she wouldn't have otherwise been able to reach. She's able to determine, like we talk about these guys, and so one guy in particular, she rumbled off some of the things that he was into, and how whatever happened and whatever in his life, and I was like, girl, he is dangerous. Like he's clearly insecure. He's looking for whatever, without going into the whole scenario. And it was just like, yeah, check, moving on. And I think it's easier. And in terms of enhancing the relationship, I think that, I don't know, I love that we're able to put our love on blast. I think that, in terms of social media, I think that I like that we have YouTube videos to reflect on. I like the fact that I can look back at Facebook shows us the memories. I love all that. So it's going to be a no. It didn't ruin it for me, and I think it's enhanced it.
Okay. Yes and no. Number 2. Why is my boyfriend/husband always playing video games?
Ooh.
What do you say?
I think that men like to play. Just watching our kids, our female child is always like, honey, I love you. Blah, 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 blah. And our sons are like, they're roughhousing, like life is a game for them. So I think, men are just, they don't want all the seriousness.
Okay. Yeah, so I would have to agree with you on that and say that for me, a game is a retreat. And it's a retreat from what? It's a retreat from responsibility. And although it may not sound good, sometimes kids and if you're a husband, or if you're a boyfriend, your girlfriend, can be a responsibility. And gaming is the only thing. It's the only thing that I can control where my wins and losses are.
Wow.
And so if I am playing in the game and I lose the level, then I get the chance to reset. And the same obstacles are going to come, and I'm ready for them, and I can get up to the next level. If I make a mistake with my woman or with my children, that's messed up, and that's just it, And so it's like, well, you messed up there, you can't press reset on that. And if you do press reset, even there's always the chance that someone can remind you of your past.
Wow, that's really interesting. I would have never gotten all of that as a woman on my own. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
The third question is, how do I build trust in my relationship?
I'd say, oh my God, there's a lot. Let me just take one that I think is really essential and it's kind of like the snowball effect for everything else. I think you build trust by learning to speak the same language. That's what I think. I think that when you hear people say like, how do you build trust? You're like, well, you have to communicate. You know, you have to open up. You have to be vulnerable. I do agree with that, but in your opening up, in your being vulnerable, you can say something and your partner hear something totally different.
Wow.
But if you guys are speaking the same language,
Right.
then there's no misunderstanding and no having to go back to that conversation like, oh, so that's what you meant like 4 years ago? You didn't like me doing that because that's how it made you feel? I didn't get that 4 years ago, right? Because y'all wasn't speaking the same language. So I think that that's how you build trust. One of the most important ways. What about you?
I really don't know.
It's because I came with it. I'm coming with him today.
You are. I think that the way to build trust is through consistency. I think that if someone is
so good with that.
behaving or responding the same way, it creates a level of comfort, and that comfort makes you feel safe. And with a safety, trust.
I get that. That was good. Number 4. How do I get over a relationship or breakup?
Ooh, you know what they say, the fastest way to get over one is to...
That's not what I said.
That's not what I said. I did not say that, Elder. That's what I see.
You're ring just hit my tooth.
Oh no, don't say that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I think, what's the question?
The question is, how do you get over one and get under another?
No, I think that the fastest way to get over someone is to have, and this is this is how I've done it, is to have a conversation with that person and listen. Really hear their person. Who are you? I think that a lot of times when we're ending something, more specifically, we're caught up in the rapture of feelings, we're caught up in the rapture of emotion, of words, we're yelling, we're crying, whatever, and we can't hear the truth. When relationships don't work out, it's for a reason. The truth is beneath the surface. Who the person is beneath the surface. So if you just be quiet, if you quiet not only your mouth, not only your words, if you quiet your spirit, and you hear them and you really listen to what they're saying, I think that you would agree that this isn't the right relationship for you, this isn't the right person for you. You guys don't share similar ideas about things that are fundamental to success in a relationship. So that's what it's going to be for me. That's the easiest way to get, that I've gotten over people, is to talk. You know, and really listen. Oh, you ask thought-provoking questions. So, you know, what happened to us? Like, what's going on? And they're like, you know, honestly, I haven't broken up in so long. I don't remember what people say. But you'll hear it. And even if you're, you know, you break up with somebody and you've moved on, but that pain, that feeling is still there. You still kind of love them a little bit, and then you talk to them. This is what my ex told me. My ex told me, we had spoke years after we'd broken up, and I said, so how are you doing in this situation? He said, well, I'm still me. I said, oh. And when he said that, I swear to God, my heart said, that simple statement woke me up. I'm still me. I said, oh my God, poor girl.
I mean, that's a good strategy. For me, it would be time. I guess I'll just say time. And for me, it's time to heal, time for self, and time to ask yourself questions as to why it didn't work with that person. And I guess I would add to that, like have those conversations. Time to heal, as if like my daughter fell a few weeks back and she scraped her elbow, and so there was like that scab there. She's like, is it going to heal that? And I said, yes. She said, how? I said, well, babe, it has to take time. And so I think that, time kind of just brings a little bit of dilution to everything. Like you get real mad at somebody. Right.
But the question is,
right, how do you get over? Like, and that's why I'm saying, like, it didn't say heal. It said, how do you get over? So I think that time helps you to get over it, but it's what you do with the time. And that's why I'm saying it's the time for self, time, when you're taking time for self, I mean, like, really do things that you enjoy. Find yourself again within
I don't enjoy doing anything without you.
Right.
Like, this is a man response.
I get
you're
that.
You're a man, so that's why
you're Boom. So I'm trying to help the brother out right now. And if I was speaking to a female, then, like, my approach would be, like, a little different. Because I know that, generally speaking, we're wired differently. But the point is, like, time to heal. Like, time to take time for yourself. So just figure out those things that you liked outside of that person when you were a person before this person, because you're no longer with that person anymore. So you have to find those new tastes. But then the last thing, again, is like how my wife's saying, like, this piggyback off her, really just take time to see why didn't it work. And then after you, like, don't obsess about it, but after you get the why don't it work, it's like, oh, okay, I understand why it doesn't work. You are just a dog, or you just don't listen. Like, you just always want to talk about you but never want to get into me. And so I just think that when you take time to analyze those things, you get over the relationship.
5. What does a healthy relationship look like?
What does it look like? It looks like us. No, that was vain. A healthy relationship looks like, oh God, that's so open-ended. Because, you know what? To be honest, this is the millennial in me, I guess. A healthy relationship looks like what I adore on Instagram.
Oh, I like that. I like that you were honest about that.
Yes, that's what a healthy relationship. That is my answer.
Okay, for me, a healthy relationship, it's loaded. A healthy relationship, right. Number 1, it looks like meekness. I know that you guys, a lot of people don't understand what that word means. I'm a wordy, so I take words literally. Meekness is the opposite of, think about a stallion, right? A horse is aggressive, it's out of control, it's loose, it's wild. Mm-hmm. Meekness is it's the opposite of that. It's self-control. I think that a healthy relationship is a self-controlled relationship. One who, no matter what the circumstances are, I'm going to remain disciplined.
I'm about to say, that's discipline.
And my love for you.
Nice.
And so that's one. It's gentle. I think a healthy relationship is patient. It looks like patience. It looks much like God's love. And I know that might sound deep, especially if you don't have a personal relationship with God. But it looks like no pointing fingers, no hostility, no holding on to things in your heart. It's not a look, a picture. It's like, what is this relationship really constructed on? Mm-hmm. And I think respect and honor and love and all those things that you've read in all those books, they're there for a reason. I think for me, our secret ingredient is just that. Me respecting Sharif and me waking up every day and going, be mindful to respect him. And I hope that he's being mindful of ways to love me. Mm-hmm. And that putting that patience forward. And,
I like that.
Yeah, so that's it for me.
Number 6, what does it mean when a man says he has no expectations?
He's lying. It means that he has no expectations. He doesn't want from you what you may want from him. No expectation means he doesn't want what you want. And so that may or may not change. Do you have the time to wait? Do you have the time to go through his motions. I was talking to one of my girlfriends yesterday, and we were kind of delving into the difference in men and women and how we approach relationships. And I had said to her, a guy, when he goes to test the water, because every man wants to drive the car before he buys it. But we're taught, don't let the cow get the milk.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yes. Don't. Why
buy the cow if the milk's for free?
Right.
So men, when my husband and I are at the pool, he jumps in. I'm like, what are you doing? It can be cold. You don't need to warm up. Like, what is this? He jumps in. He goes, it's too cold. He doesn't get back in. Or he jumps in. He goes, it feels good in here. Come on, babe. I'm standing there wiggling my fingers around because I don't want my hair to get wet. I don't want to mess up my bathing suit if I'm not sure. I think that's how men go into relationships. So when they say they don't have an expectation, I think that's it. They don't want the same thing, but they're willing to jump in. They're willing to sleep with you. They're willing to hang out with you, talk on the phone with you for months and weeks at a time. You're thinking you're building. He's thinking, yeah, this isn't what I want. But he's already did all the things that make you think that it's something more. So if a man says he has no expectation, give him that. No expectation.
I think that all men have expectations, and when he says he has no expectations, that means he doesn't want to be committed. And specifically, he does not want to be committed to you.
Why are so many women so quick to call a man boring?
I think that if so many women are so quick to call a man boring, then that means so many women are overbearing, like controlling. That's what I think. I think that if you have the gall to judge someone and say that they're boring based on their personality, which like they may be boring for you, but you have this expectation of what this guy is supposed to be, and so you're putting your little Barbie doll dreams that you had into this Ken doll, and he's not giving you what you pictured. I think that starts with her.
Totally disagree. I know guys that are so boring. I think that when we say a guy is boring, typically we're not. There are boring women out there as well that are fine with having a boring guy. I'm not her. I think that...
Well, what is boring?
I think that boring is not you. So there are men out there that want to do their own men thing all the time. They want to play sports, they want to play games, they want to watch sports, they want to watch games, they want to talk about sports, they want to talk about games. Bro, it's a whole world out there. Okay, let's drive to Ellicottville for a cheeseburger. Let's make a TikTok video. Let's tickle each other until we can't anymore. Let's put a fart pillow underneath the seat cushion of, like, it's so many things.
I get that.
And men are so, a lot of men, not all, but a lot of men are so one-dimensional and spoiled and set in their ways. They want to talk about what they want to talk about, and those are typically the men that hang with their bros more than they spend time with their women.
If you're saying it like that, then I agree, and I would say then that means that women are saying that because the man is inflexible.
Boom.
I get that.
And it's nothing to do with her. It's the same as a man. The second question, which was the men asking about, why is my man always playing games? It's the same question. It's just for the other gender.
Right. I get that. Number 8. Is my boyfriend overreacting to my friendship with another guy?
No. I think that depending on what the relationship looks like, if it's not a long-term friendship that has been established well in advance, I think that your guy has every right to feel like he can't trust this new man, because men come with agendas and ulterior motives, and I think that it's not safe to befriend new people.
And if you're saying overreact, that means that his reaction is too much, like too much for what the situation is called for. So I think that he possibly could be overreacting, but you have to look at yourself and say, am I doing something that is indecent? Like, am I doing something that is kind of sketchy to my guy.
I got to interrupt you right there.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because when we first moved here, there was a guy who and I had established, or we just clicked. It's like we were cool, and you were like, sus.
I get that. Sis. There won't be.
Say it again.
Sis. There won't be any more new best male
That's
friends.
what you said.
I get that, but that's not an overreaction. That's a reaction. That's me. That's me.
That's because you're such a mild person. For me, when you said that, I was cringing inside. I'm like, I don't know anyone else here. I haven't clicked with anyone else here. I am not a woman of women. I do not like women friends. This guy is cool. He's vibes. And your instinct was like, I don't trust that. No.
Right.
No.
Yeah, and still.
It felt over to me.
It was over to you, true.
It felt over. It felt selfish. I don't have no friends up in these trees, and you don't want me to have a friend. You know I ain't gonna sleep with you, man. Why are you doing this to me? That was my conversation to my friends about.
I get that.
It was a bit much.
I get that.
But I think he's
take what you will from that.
He's in his right to feel that way because you don't know this man.
Right.
It's not about me and my perceived actions. It's I don't know you, sir.
Right.
What are you seeing in my wife that you want to be friends with her? That's just not
right.
You know? How many dates does it take to know if there's real potential?
Real potential?
Yes.
How many days does it take until you know that there's real potential?
He's the one.
I'll take it back to my childhood. The nice commercial that said, "How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?"
You just love being a freak.
And that's what it is. There's no set number for you to say like, what's it?
How many days?
Yeah, how many days? To me, there is no set number. It's just when the licks feel right and you guys are getting to the core. Like,
don't be licking before you know whether or not it's potential. Don't you feed that seed, Elder.
Don't lick. You'll get sick. Don't you
do that.
Don't do that before. Yeah, that's true. But no, I mean, I just think when you feel like you're getting comfortable and getting to the core, when you start seeing a core of a person, that's when you know, okay,
I didn't
this is
see
potentially
this man
real.
core for 3 years, so
the weed.
That's
what you're talking about.
I'm still peeling that onion.
No, even when people don't expose to you a core, see, but that's the thing. Like that's what happens with most of y'all women too, and you guys need to get that really together. Is that y'all expect for a man to always be like, these are my circuits. Look, here it is. This is how I operate, and I feel insecure in this way. And I'm blah blah blah. No, if you just pay attention to me. If we're talking on a date, like when Felicia and I went on our first date, that wasn't really a date, but it was a date. Like I knew it was a date, but she didn't know it was a date because I was, like I exposed to her an insecurity of mine without saying it was an insecurity. That right there is a core, and she exposed to me things that she didn't openly say. Oh, this is how I feel. I'm hurt in this way. That right there is a core. And then when you see the broken place of a person, but you can say, you know what? Not that I'm a hero and I'm gonna fix that. But I see her hurt or I see his hurt and I can deal with that.
Okay, so I'm going to answer from the 2020. Okay, I don't think people date no more. Y'all don't be dating.
Well, I guess that'll take us up to our first question of...
They don't be dating.
Of these dating apps.
They don't be dating, Elder. Y'all be like, pull up.
Oh, that's horrible.
Come through. Y'all sit there for a while. It's boring because y'all not doing nothing. So y'all end up doing something that y'all ain't got no business doing because y'all ain't doing nothing for real. And then they judge you based on how good that was. And then they deduce, I don't have to do that again. Or they go, I'm going back for more. And then it becomes a that. And then you start saying, can we go to the movies? Could you come over and watch Netflix? Can we talk? Talking is over. I done felt you now. I don't like how I feel that much. So I'm done.
Right.
So for me, it's like how many dates does it take? Let's start back dating first.
Right.
Get up off the couch.
I'm down with that.
Go to Topgolf or something.
I like that. Am I asking this last question?
Yes.
The last question, y'all. Last question. How can I tell if he or she is the one? I like this.
Can he deal with my crazy mother, my spoiled brother, my wild sister, and my little twins? If the answer to that question is yes, He's the one.
I think that there's 7 point whatever billion people in the world. To say that God only made one person for you, I haven't even read that in scripture. I don't believe that to be true. There's a lot of people that have similarities with the one that may be your one. Here's what I think. I think that if you can take a person's mess and still play in the mess, and you can look at this person and say, like my wife said to me back in 2009, 2010, you're someone who I picture laying or sitting by my bedside as I'm dying. That's when you know that person is your one. When you can say through all of the things that we experience and go through, I still like you. I like you. I am into you. Despite everything that we experience, I am sold out for you. When you have that in a person, that's when you conclusively know they are the consistent person in your life, i.e., they are the one.
Thank you for tuning in to Super Gold Sunday. And remember, it ain't a goal if it ain't super gold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell me if y'all like that. I don't really like it, but Elder wants me to do it. So just tell me if y'all like it.
Sounds like bad, turn around, make something good. All right, bro.
Peace!